I'm Miles Jenner, and I'm head brewer and joint managing director of Harvey's.
So the Harvey's ownership is still completely family owned and run?
Yes, it's run by the Harvey family, the descendants of John Harvey, who founded the brewery, but his descendants still very much involved with the company. We've got about 43 pubs, and they account for a little bit over 10% of our production, so we're largely free trade brewers.
Right, okay. And how many were there at sort of Harvey's height? Do you know?
I don't think we've ever been much higher than that, to be honest. No, I mean, when I recall Harvey's in the 1950s, when I was a child, we probably had about 20 pubs, and we haven't gone far from that, really. I think we've been up to about 48 and are now back to 43, but okay. It's a pool of trade that we can actually rely on, which is why brewers bought pubs in the first place. It was to give them that security. But as I say, with us, it's a very small part of our security, and we do rely heavily on free trade. I think the fact that so many smaller brewers now, craft brewers, are relying on their tap rooms gives you the answer. I mean, you've got a guaranteed trade there to sell your beer, and certainly with our pubs, we do put tremendous emphasis on beer quality. In our managed estate, we can actually go in and make sure of how beer is being dispensed and done, about 8 pubs that we have under management. And we have a good rapport with our landlords and good training. So it's terribly important that if your name is over the door of a pub, that the beer is worth drinking. You can't, there's no excuse if it's your pub if the beer quality is not there.
Yeah,
so, important. That's not to say the free trade don't produce very good standards of beer. They do, and, cellarmanship is obviously a great skill, and many have it. But it's interesting today that a lot of people seem to be moving towards keg beer because there is a perception that it is less difficult to handle than cask beer, and you need to be just as careful with keg as you do with cask. It is so difficult. I mean, I think those operators who look for every opportunity to bring trade in and innovate, there's still a role for community pubs. You can get some very good community pubs right at the heart of a community that manage to gel a public around them. And I mean, that's what pubs did in days gone by. If you go back to Victorian times, they were the slate club, the medical insurance, the sport clubs, everything. But today it's very difficult, more transient trade. And you have to do something fairly special. Certainly have to have a good food offering these days, and of a standard, equivalent to your drink side. I mean, it's very rare that you get pubs that are wet-led today. They are reliant on so many things, including entertainment, everything from stand-up comedy through to music nights, whatever. It's Sky Sport, you name it. But it's horses for courses. It's what that pub needs within that community to attract trade, and never forget the operator. I mean, you can have the most unlikely person running a pub who has no overtly sort of social skills, and you think, gosh, wonder how they'll get on, and people love them, and they have a absolute sort of persona of their own, and people come because they like that person behind the bar.
Yeah. Keep running good pubs, and that's probably how
keep running good pubs, respect your customers, and just go for quality all the way through. Quality is what people look for today.
Yeah.